It's fall, finally, it's fall. I have been waiting for so long for this. Hi, Levi here. Um, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Levi from Masculine Intuitions, and I decided to do my September favorites video, kind of like. I used to film way more, but nowadays I'm kind of like more into these sort of monthly updates because I tend to have not as much time as I used to. For people that get triggered by vaping, I vape, so if that's not your jam, feel free to click away. Whenever I do flip throughs and stuff, I don't, but whenever I do these stocky videos, I just want to be able to sit down, literally wind down, like, damn, it's been a month, and chat. So yeah, normally I just talk about stuff I loved, but I'm also going to talk about some stuff where I was like, don't love that, starting with this, like, phone holder tripod that I'm using right now. My old one was really good, but the clasp holding it onto the surface broke. So that way it was a little bit like, okay, gotta get a new one, ordered one, and you never really know what it's gonna be like until you get it. And this one is not it. So I'm gonna use it till, I can't anymore. And then I'm going to have to replace it. But, I just hate that I can never seem to find. I'm willing to pay a bit more if I can, like, see the model in a store, but I don't see them in stores, like, ever. So it's always Amazon, AliExpress, those kinds of web shops. Oh, I'm actually a bit tired. It's been a crazy month. Like, started work again at the beginning of September, and it feels like I've done a whole year's worth of work in 1 month, and the month isn't even over yet. So there you go. So I have been a bit busy, also been very busy with contacting my printer for the Kickstarter that I had done. She's amazing, and she works really hard. They work really hard, but they aren't always the most communicative. So I hadn't heard from them in a while. So I was like, hey, how's the production going? And she was like, printing is already done. By the way, here's the video. And I was like, ooh, cool. But this also means that I'm going to have to arrange the shipping and surveys, so it's gonna be a little bit busy. I also see that I forgot to pick a couple decks, but hey. So, not loving being overwhelmed by work, not loving this whole tripod phone holder situation. And while we're on the topic of things we're not loving, and I'm not going to get rid of it because of the art, and that my bitching will be over, okay? Something I've had for ages, back the Kickstarter, because this man is a marketing genius. Got the whole set with the book and the coin and the card holder and the bookmark, and the whole shebang. But I really don't like the Cosmet Visions Oracle. I mean, I guess I didn't really read the Kickstarter that well, and to be honest, I haven't really used it that much either. But, this is not an Oracle deck. I mean, it sort of is. I don't know if you can see it that well. Oh, you kind of can, actually, so that's good. It sort of is an Oracle deck. But this is just some sort of weird inverted tarot that takes a lot of time to, like, properly use, because you constantly have to think, oh yeah, embers is actually easy because that's obviously wands. Let's see, but then you also have trees, which could also be, you know, trees could also be wands. So there's that constant thinking, and then you don't have court cards, but you have archetypes, which, I mean, they do kind of work for me in a reading, but then all these minors are sort of like ordered differently and renamed. And then you kind of get, then you kind of have to like look at the number, because they will read exactly. Well, you know, a lot of people that love this are gonna like hate on me for that, but it will read exactly like the card in the tarot, and the guidebook even says mirror card this and this in the tarot. So, I mean, and I love the art. I love impressionistic art styles. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. But this just isn't a deck that I enjoy using because of the user unfriendliness of it all. You know, if you wanted to do an oracle that's all about death and the afterlife and past lives and shit like that, you know, go full on balls to the wall and create a crazy oracle deck. This sort of weird tarot hybrid oracle wannabe deck that looks gorgeous, but, you know, should be read kind of as a tarot deck, but makes it difficult. I didn't really enjoy that, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna use it every now and then because it'll look pretty in pictures, but I just hate the user experience of this deck. And you know what's really funny? We rarely ever see people giving updates. I know some of the people on YouTube over here are. I know that Lisa Papez sometimes, you know, backtracks a little and says, you know, I've been working with this for a while and it wasn't it, sis. You know, I mean, and there may also be a lot of people where this feels exactly like the tarot never felt to them, you know, and that works way better for them than a regular tarot deck. But, and of course, you know, semantics, a tarot deck is an oracle deck. So, but presenting this as a set of oracle cards to ease your soul, quoting the back, this didn't ease my soul. I was like, ooh, I was pulling some cards and I was like, these look really pretty and the tactile experience is fun, but what's this again? Oh yeah, he renamed all the suits. What's that again? Oh yeah, they renamed all the court cards. Am I gonna be able to let go of control enough? You know, and that's also part of the reason why I don't want to give this away or get rid of this. I want to be able to let go and read it all intuitively. But then when you look at the minors, the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings, depictions aren't necessarily there, nor Thoth or Marseille-esque stuff. So they seem to kind of be doing their own thing. And, you know, the stories in the guidebook, even in this little book, you know, they weave that meaning into it. But the art itself, if I'm really honest, doesn't speak as much as my Prisma visions that I have by him as well. So, yeah. And also on that new set that he has coming out, that Green Glyphs set, I really want to love that as well. But from what I've seen from certain influencers that have already gotten the like pack, it almost looks a bit haphazardly put together. I really hope that those mistakes that are in there get like fixed before you know, it gets its big release. So I did want to mention that quickly, where I was like, and I really want to know, like, are there any viewers out there that have this? How have you experienced working with it? I don't see anyone use this on Instagram ever. And I wonder why. I just think it's because it's too confusing and it's trying to be too many things all at once. Definitely not his strongest work. I feel like his Prisma Visions and his Green Glyphs Lenormand were his best works. This, although it's a gorgeous product and the quality is stunning, this is not it, sis. So, yeah. Now that we got that out of the way, things I loved, it's fall. I got these really cute pumpkin-shaped fairy lights behind me. I hope y'all can see them. They add a bit more like atmosphere to the room, which I think is cute. And I also got this really cool fall glitter polyresin snow globe. Glitter globe, I should say, which I'm completely in love with. And it sits over here on my altar. My little sacred space I have back there. It's not that big, but it's mine, and I love it. So I love that because it's simple and it does what it promises. So yeah, I also got some pumpkin fairy lights, but I wanted to keep it kind of Halloween-y, kind of creepy. Let's see, what shall I start with? Decks that I really enjoyed this month. So one of the decks that I always enjoy, but I hadn't really pulled it out a whole bunch yet, this for the past couple of months actually, is my trusty Millennium Thoth. This is my favorite deck. This is my workhorse deck. This is the deck that I get the best readings with, especially not necessarily for me, but when I read for others. This is the deck that I use. It's a lot of people may see it as blasphemy, but I feel like it's kind of an updated version of the Thoth, a literal Thoth for the 21st century. I get lots of positive responses from people that I use this for because they can recognize themselves in it a bit more than with the actual Thoth. And the card titles aren't on here. So this won't say cruelty and it won't say stuff like ruin, which can sometimes put people off as much as death and the hanged man and the tower can, you know, and the devil. So I can kind of like use this. I love pips with feelings, by the way. And I can kind of use this as my way of, this fits my reading style perfectly, where it's mostly based on Golden Dawn knowledge. Not that I'm an expert, not at all. Still learning, always learning. My Golden Dawn knowledge, my Thoth studies, my numerology studies, my all the reading that I did on tarot in general, my intuition, it all mishmashes together perfectly in here. And I don't know. And yes, there is a lot of photo models in here, and it can look a bit cheesy. I actually may need a new copy of this because this is already so beaten up. But then again, I do kind of like it. I just think it's a fabulous deck. I really do. I love the way Renata illustrated the pips. It's just stunning. I took a lot of inspiration from the Thoth when I started designing the miners for my own deck, because I just love, you know, people want to see illustrations. People want to see Rider-Waite-Smith based illustrations. I love pips with feelings. Like, I don't know, this just speaks to me, and I can use the symbolism in the cards to construe the most amazing readings for people, and I really like it. So I actually use this, I think it was last weekend. I had a, well, not last weekend, but the week before that, I had a reading party at the store. There was supposed to be 3, you know, gal pals coming in, but only 2 of them were able to make it. Still, we had a lot of fun, did some really great readings, got really, really intense though. I did warn them about that. But it was stunning. It was a stunning morning of client readings, and I just loved using this deck so much. It's honestly so good. If this ever goes out of print, man, if I ever, like, this month is not, that's not going to happen, but if I ever see one again in real life at a store, or maybe I should just order a backup copy off of Amazon, because it's this is my favorite deck. I love my Marielle and my Star Tarot as well, but they're more intellectual. This is my, I mean, not saying that Thoth in general isn't, but this is just my grab it, throw it in my reading bag and go deck that I can always use, that I always love looking at. I never get tired of it, and I have that with a lot of decks where I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit tired of it. This, no, I always love it. So Millennium Thoth, 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's a great reader for me. There may be something new on the horizon though, because there is an Aleister Crowley tarot coming out on the 16th of May, which is my birthday, which is this sort of modern vectorized version of the Thoth, kind of in that same art style as, what's the name of that deck again? Let me grab it because I have it right here. It's kind of in the same vectorized art style as the Tarot of the Divine. So kind of that vibe. God, this is another one that you know, got so much hype, and I think I used it like 2 times. But it's sort of, it's not completely, but it's sort of in this art style, if you get what I'm saying. So that flat, colorful, like really modern illustration style, which sounds good to me. So yeah, and this kind of reminds me that I do kind of want to use this more because this is pretty cool. Let's see. I need to get back into frame very quickly, of course. But this does give me an opportunity to grab the decks that I forgot, so that's good. Another deck that I got recently, Martin gifted me it. A deck that I thought I would not like, because I actually had, I'm just going to show it. It's the Starchild Tarot, and I actually had the Moonchild Tarot at one point. I gave that to Martin because for some reason I didn't connect with it at all, and I knew that he really wanted it, and it was really difficult to get in the UK. And then he gifted me this, the Starchild Tarot, the Akashic edition. And this has been such a great reader for me, because it's not that Rider-Waite-Smith based either. So it opens up a lot of room for interpretation. I use this on clients as well because it's been getting a bit busier at the Story Hall, so that's fun. Let me see if I can find a minor that kind of, I love this Ace of Swords. Honestly, it's really good. Like, it's that picture, but then that line work white illustration over the top of it. It's just stunning. So we get the 3 of Swords, but it's not necessarily that heart being stabbed. And, you know, especially the Suit of Swords, I read it way differently from the way it's traditionally, you know, supposed to be read in Golden Dawn style. So let's see if I'm getting a lot of like quartz and stuff, but I love this Knight of Wands. He's so hot. Oh man, so hot and so cute. I want to marry him. But I gotta find some more minors. Like they don't necessarily scream their standard Rider-Waite-Smith meaning, which I love. I also love the finish on these cards. And I overall love that these contain a bit more illustration rather than just Photoshop work. Same with the 2 of Swords. So it's not that Rider-Waite-Smithian. And I really, really thought I wouldn't enjoy it. This is a very overtly femme deck. But I love it. I can't, like, I mean, I could talk about every freaking card in this, but I'm not gonna. But this is just that good. And I'm so glad that this got picked up by Arcana Sacra. So if you're low on money and you've always wanted this deck and you are good at reading tarot and you know all the cards already, you can get a French Mass Market Edition of this for $30, and the quality of that, although it's not as good as this, is very good. So yeah, that was another one that I really enjoyed. So another one that I got in and that I really enjoyed, but that I haven't worked as much with, but that is really fascinating, is this one, The Divine Arts Tarot by Hailey Kim. Hailey is a close friend of mine. Me and Martin got together with her on Instagram very often, you know, on lives and stuff. We kind of discovered her, and we just fell in love with her work because she also very much does pips with feelings. This is a very diverse deck in terms of race, so if that's something that piques your interest, you know, she does change some of the minors or some of the major names sometimes, and the courts have been renamed. But apart from this one, this is the Chariot. Apart from the Chariot, that never really like troubled me at all. I can read fine with it. So yeah, the pages are the Child. It's really, really cute. It's stunning. I love the way the card titles were incorporated into the artwork almost, where you can barely like see them. This is the Strength card, which I find really striking. I have a flip through of the test print that I got from her on my channel. So you can look at that, but I do want to show you one card that two cards. This Emperor, love it. I think it's stunning. But my absolute favorite major arcana is not the Emperor, is this one. It's the Hierophant or the Cosmic Teacher. Look at that. Look at that artwork. So Hailey is a tattoo artist. And then there's one pip card that I really love. I hope I can find it, because the Suit of Cups has elephants in them, which is absolutely stunning. Now, look at me. Look at this gorgeous fool, too. Like, this fool emerging from water. Bitch totally stole that idea from me, because that's in my deck, too. But whatever. No, just kidding. Hailey, if you see this, you know I'm just kidding, right? Yes, this one. The Eight of Cups. We see this elephant standing in front of a source of water, but then the reflection is the mammoth. So I think that's just fascinating. And these pips look really cool. They're vibrant, they're color-coded. It's just a stunning deck. I didn't work with it that much yet this month, but you know, I will, and this is just a stunning deck. It's not the great, for some reason, this cardstock from this printer doesn't riffle shuffle that well. So it's going to be an overhand shuffle for me, but stunning deck, stunning box, you know, gorgeous magnetic clasp book box, foiling, holographic foiling on the insides. Stunning product. So yeah, the Divine Arts Tarot. Loved it. Was it like a favorite this month? No, because I didn't work with it that much, but this will probably make a reappearance next month, I'm betting. Another favorite. This is an oldie. Ask Your Guides by Sonia Chiquette. It's a Hay House deck. It's older. It's an Oracle deck based off of the major or the minor arcana of the tarot. You get these like keywords, sort of like, they're sort of color coded. No, they're not, but they are kind of grouped by types of spirit, types of nature spirits, water spirits, whatever. And you get really great keywords at the top and really lovely art. And to be honest, like, this is an older Hay House deck, but there are a lot of hard-hitting keywords in this, like deprivation, compromise, competition, you know, a lot of concepts that really make you think. Like, self-esteem. And this art, it just has this really cutesy little, it has this cute folksy vibe about it. Deceit. I don't know, I'm not going to be showing all of this, but discontent. Like, there's a ton of shadow keywords in this, so, but also leadership, appreciation. Oh, this totally looks like six of cups, by the way. Let me show you really quickly. There, I don't want to show any glare, but yeah. Yeah. So that's really cute. Death, invention, business, decisions, family, despair, boredom, loss, judgment, self-control, victory, discipline, solitude, truth, rest, gifts. Oh, the gifts one's really cute. The joy guides, the little cherubim. Unwrapping gifts, or are they wrapping them? You know, lots of interesting concepts in this deck, and I was actually surprised that Hay House did decks like this. The keywords are really, really, really good, y'all. Like, a lot of people are sleeping on this because obviously that art style, that sort of like early 2000s woolly art style isn't for everyone. Let me check the publication date or of this printing. Because I don't think this was such a hit. It may actually be the first print run. Yeah, 2005, so this is old. But it's really good. Honestly, it's a really good deck. Ask Your Guides by Sonia Jaquette. Really solid deck. Did a really great hard-hitting reading with it, even though it's an Oracle deck, you know? Another one I really liked, I only used this once this month, but it was really impactful, was the Archangel Fire Oracle. I've shown this deck a lot on my channel. It's a guidebook heavy deck, yet I love it. I pulled this card, Fuel, and this was all about, you know, going with the flow and literally letting go, letting it slide right off your back, you know, like water off a duck's back. And I've been getting that message a lot, and I feel like I am trying to hold on too tightly to control very often. And I really, really liked it. So I posted that picture on my Instagram, and I got such a great response from the creator. And another Angel Deck creator also was like, oh, wow, you take really good pictures. I'm with the same publisher as her. Do you want to review my upcoming deck? And I was like, yes, bitch, because that deck was actually on my wish list already. So send me it. So I'm getting that in. But I don't know, man, like these illustrations are just insane. I love it. And I actually found out that Alexandra Wenman is coming out with a new deck with the same artist. So that's cool. And that deck is going to be all about water alchemy. And it's going to be a bit more usable, less guidebook heavy per se than this one, which is good, but I don't mind using this interactive book for my readings. Because that's what Sylvain calls them, and that's what I'm going to call them now as well. But I don't mind it that much anymore, but that new Water Alchemy Oracle looks really cool. So it will have a card that, named Ice, and it will be, you know, it will, you know, ask you to think about what is frozen at this point in my life. Am I feeling stagnant, or should I be putting something in the fridge right now? All those alchemical water processes are basically the prompts of the cards. So that's really interesting. It's going to be a good one as well. Then two decks that I'm not gonna show, but I really enjoy Jimmy Manton's work. And I pulled some cards from the Gospel of Aradia, and I mainly flicked through the Gods and Titans Oracle. And I miss his illustration work. And I actually messaged him on Instagram, and he was like, yeah, that's never going to happen again. So he's done with it. He's never doing another deck again. These were all just commissioned works. He did like doing them, but, you know, so yeah, I'm gonna miss his artwork. So I'm gonna cherish this a lot. There are some decks out there that he also did that I don't own, but they're not people-y enough for me. I like the way he draws people, even though it is very comic booky and very body beautiful. I am aware of that, but I like that. I like seeing that in the cards. I like being transported into a fantasy world. I finished this, The Gifts That Bind Us. This is actually the second book in this series. The series is called this Spellbinding series. Oh, she doesn't have a name for the series yet, but it's going to be a trilogy. The first book was called All Our Hidden Gifts. If you want to read a fun, quick, cozy, young adult read, a young adult book about magic and tarot, read All Our Hidden Gifts first, All Our Hidden Gifts, and then follow it up immediately with The Gifts That Bind Us. Now, this got some mixed reviews online. The first book is very action-packed. This book focuses more on their friendship. I did see that in a lot of reviews, and I was like, I'm not that interested. I just want the magic. But actually, the whole concept of, you know, their friendship involves a lot of magic because they are very much bound together by their magic, and how that affects their relationship as a friend group was so interesting to read. And then there's enough action in this and enough like really cool magical scenes. The writing is pretty good, I think. I love that it plays out in Ireland. I love that it's an Irish author. It's a really fun read, you know, like a lot of research I think went into, you know, at least the author took the time to open up a book about tarot to see what the cards actually are supposed to mean. Especially in the first book and also in the second book. And there's a lot of really interesting magic in this. So it was actually, you know, fun. It felt like a really cozy, I keep using the word cozy. It was a really cozy read. And sometimes, you know, you want that. This is definitely one of those curling up with a good book underneath your blanket type of reads. And it was stunning. A reviewer said, spellbinding, I was utterly bewitched. Same girl. So, The Gifts That Bind Us, but more importantly even, if you haven't read the first book, All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. Stunning books. Really, really, really cute. Are they very literary? No. But, you know, like, after a long day of work, I don't want literary. I just want to chill on the couch and eat chips and like I'm doing right now, totally chilling, letting all the tension flow out of my body, and with a good book. I also got some new stuff in, not that much, honestly. I did show you guys the Unicorn Tarot, which was new, but it wasn't supposed to be new now. It was supposed to be new 3 months ago, but apparently getting something shipped out to you from Japan takes 3 months. Ordered it in May. June, July, August, September. It took about 4 months to get here. So it's a cute deck though, but I'm not going to be showing that now. I did a whole video on it. I did get this. Bohemian Magic by Veronica Varlow. I saw this book in the American Book Center, and they always price their stuff above retail price because they are in the center of Amsterdam. You know, and I always buy stuff there whenever I'm there because I want to support them, but, you know, they priced it so much above the suggested retail price that I was like, no, girl, I'm not going to get this from you. And then I put it on my wish list, and then I saw that it was half off on Amazon, so I was like, getting this for $12. It's a gorgeous hardback book. I only just started reading it. But I got this book mainly because it looks like what my journal would look like if I were good at journaling. So Really stunning page layouts. It literally looks like an art book. It is an art book with really interesting writing so far. From all that I've read, it's absolutely stunning. Like, it's a really well produced book. What I've read so far was a lot of fun, a lot about the history of her family magic. Her mom, her grandma, they all taught her like spells and shit. She's from a really magical family. Divination played a big part in her like upbringing. So yeah, it's really cool. Stunningly made up pages, honestly. So even if you don't like what she writes in here, because there were some cringy moments where she was like, yeah, we're gonna anoint this book and you need to cut off a piece of your hair and put it here with tape. And I was like, bitch, what hair? And then you need to put some lipstick on, the sexiest you can find, and put it over here in my lipstick kiss. And I was like, I don't even have lipstick. So it is, you know, maybe not for me. But I thought that the rest, because I did see these 2 pages in the store, and that kind of made me go, don't know if it was for me. But so far, and I'm how many pages in? Let me see really quickly. I'm 30 pages in, and so far that was the only cringy bit that I read, and the rest was actually really inspiring. So I can't wait to finish this. Bohemian Magic, even if just for the art. I mean, 12 euros, $12. Come on, such a good deal. And then another thing that I got, the All-Seeing Heart Oracle by Saira Hunjan. This is a Watkins Publishing Oracle deck, and I really like Watkins Publishing's output, apart from that one Oracle deck they released because it was the owner of the store's idea and deck, but it's actually just double used as an Oracle deck. That one I don't like. The others I really do like. This is a really stunning set. So these are all these weird, funky drawings that she channeled. A lot of them feature like archetypes or concepts. Most of them which are I'm familiar with. Some of them I'm not that familiar with, but the guidebook is just the way I like it. Petite, easy to use. I do love this. Some people found the artwork a bit samey. Which is not a lie, but I do happen to love it. I love it. I do also like Watkins cardstock. They have this sort of, it's a bit glossy, but it's not a super high gloss. And it's really easy to shuffle. And these are just cards that you can get completely lost in. Final Destination. Look at that. I'm seeing a labyrinth. I just saw for the first time that there's a peacock in there. Oh, there's actually another one. Wow. There's this like weird castle up top. Like, is that our Final Destination? Or, you know? It's really, really, really interesting. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to experience. Sometimes there will be more people-y cards like this. So, for example, Priestess of the East. I don't know what that would mean, but clarity and truth, you know, very clear concept. So mostly, you know, you won't have to use the guidebook, and for the cards that where you do, it's not that hard or difficult to do. This is not one that I can use to read for others. I don't think you can get a lot intuitively. Well, you can obviously get a lot of intuitive hits, maybe from the artwork for some people, if you are so inclined. I didn't really feel like I would still want to know what Doorway to Sacred Union means, you know, or what she means by, you know, I'd still want to know what she means by, and I'm seeing all these cards that make perfect sense to me. So there aren't that many that are vague. Maybe we've had them all. Yeah, well, I would want to know what she considers a priestess of the East to be. I do believe this is all analog work, so I love that. I mean, I work digitally now, mainly when I make my own art. But there's so much charm when it comes to analog work. This is what the backs look like. So this is not a favorite, but this is just something cool I got that I really liked straight off the bat. And Watkins did a couple of cool decks like that. So this has been way too long already, 40 minutes in. I'm going to call it a day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, my rambly, tired ass just talking to you. Tomorrow I'm gonna go live with Martin, 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. Central European time, Amsterdam time. So hope to see you there. Love y'all, and bye bye.